So I think you guys already know that I collect national flags, flags from other countries. But what you probably don't know is I also collect autographs from people, whether they be actors or other people, as you'll see. I collect them, and I've got 11 in my possession, and I'm here to show you in no particular order, except for this one that I got first, and I'm covering it up just a little bit because it's got my name on it. You'll never know my name until the time is right. So, this is Ricky Simmons, as you can see. I got this at Comic-Con, actually. I met him personally, and he was at a booth, and I nervously got his autograph. I didn't really make a fool out of myself. I was just a little nervous, but funny enough, he plays Gurr on the show, and he's basically insane, as we all know. But the dude is really shy in person. I've heard that from the person who was in front of line with me and the person who actually was there with me who got it earlier. Yeah, it was very fun though, and I really enjoyed getting the autograph. It was worth the 45 bucks. This one I also got, although not at the same time. I got this one a bit later. It's a long, long story, but this one doesn't have my name on it, so I can show the full thing. Yep, Tom Kenny, SpongeBob SquarePants himself. Hey SpongeBob, I got your autograph!
Really, Patrick? That is awesome! You could have gotten it for free, though.
Yeah, but it feels better when I pay. Although I probably couldn't get Tom Kenny's autograph without paying because I'm not really his best friend. He probably doesn't even know who I am. Probably, I mean, for all we know, he could be part of the Illuminati and have a secret plan to bomb Kentucky. Ooh, a sinister turn this has taken. Yeah, it says Stay Square, SpongeBob, Tom Kenny. And of course, SpongeBob is in quotes, with this one being more of an equal sign than a quote, but it's still the autograph of SpongeBob SquarePants himself. Wonder how long that show's gonna go. And then around the same time, I'm gonna cover up this to see if you know who this is. Now, this probably looks just like somebody's dad, but it's actually Rob Paulsen, the famous voice actor that we all know and probably love. I mean, oh, sorry, bumped the camera there. I mean, hey, he's been in like basically every cartoon. If one of the rules I think for having a cartoon is Rob Paulsen has to be in it at least once. This guy has an extremely recognizable voice, but he's one of my favorite voice actors of all time. Even if it's something terrible like VeggieTales in the House or Pinky Elmira in the Brain, he puts his all into it. He really does. And he really strives to make sure that it's just like, it's gold, whatever he does. And it turns shows that would be just kind of mediocre, like The Mask, the animated series, and he makes them good with his extremely, oh, there's my reflection, his extremely energetic and extremely passionate delivery. And I was really excited to get the autograph. Kind of got it in, not the same time, but like a couple months in between. This one I did not get personally, obviously. I showed this one off in a previous video, the VeggieTales Bridge Shall Not Die video. But yeah, that's the thing, and I actually took a long, extensive thing to make sure this wasn't an auto pen, but it actually was the real thing. I got this around the time Willy Wonka started. I think it was like my birthday of that year, so yeah, my birthday recently, because, well, yesterday was my actual birthday, yay! But, well, this was what I got from my birthday last year, just about a month before Willy Wonka began production. That was awesome. Speaking of Willy Wonka, I got some of these. Autograph cards. Now, what they did for this film was they released some promotional cards for the film, kind of get people excited, release them to the press and stuff. And a few packs were released to the public, but I got this one signed by David Kelly. Obviously, didn't meet him because he died before I got this. But yeah, this is David Kelly's autograph who played Grandpa Joe, and in my opinion, the better Grandpa Joe. To be fair, I think all these people did a better job than the newer one, but I've explained it in 2 videos already, actually kind of even 3 if you count my favorite videos list. And then there's also that the commentary for Chuck, and also that huge hour and 41-minute video explaining why I like the new one better. But anyways, here's the David Kelly one. And there he is right there. There's a sticker right here. I don't want to remove it because it looks cool. And it explains his personality and stuff right there. I've also got, because I played Mr. Salt in that play, I also got this one. Yeah, bumped it again. So, this guy, who is James Fox, not Jamie Foxx, James Fox, different entirely. See, he played Mr. Salt, basically the same kind of way I played him, sort of, although I had a little bit of Mr. Beauregard in there. although he's not in the new one. But yeah, this one's probably my favorite of them, purely because of my attachment to the character. There's his backstory thing, that extremely deep backstory I mentioned, and then there's also Mr. Sauls, portrayed by James Fox, as I just mentioned. So yeah, there's that one. I got 2 more of those cards. I also got Augustas Gloop, the pride of Druselheim, and a symbol to all in Western Germany. Right there, see? Now, these ones are probably not worth as much because, Philip didn't really go on to do very much because his name is Philip it's not in focus right now, but to be honest, I can't even read it. There it is. Philip Weigrads, I guess. He didn't really go on to do very much. I heard he did some things for a German TV program, that sort of stuff, but ultimately he didn't really amount to much. But hey, it's still great, and he was a great Augustus. And also, to round it off with the golden ticket winners for the kids, or at least the ones that lost, Jordan Fry's Mike TV, also known as one of the worst kids you could ever meet. This kid is a monster. But it's funny because Mike TV is such an awful, awful kid, but Jordan Fry was like a really sweet boy, apparently. Like, super, super, super nice. And I really wish his career would have taken off. He was in this, Meet the Robinsons, and like 1 or 2 other things before he just kind of gave up, and now he's kind of a frat boy. And I really would have loved to see him in more movies. He was a really good actor. Even as a kid, I thought he was probably the best kid actor, even better than Charlie. In that sense, he would have been a good Charlie, wouldn't he? Now let's see what's on the back. There's his backstory, and yeah, Mike TV is portrayed by Jordan Fry, and then there's, of course, his signature right there. This is John Hancock. And, of course, they picked the picture of Mike TV that makes him look angry with those very recognizable TV glasses. Now, these are probably my favorites I've got here. Everyone knows I'm a presidential fanatic. I love, love, love the presidents. So it only fits that I have 3 of their autographs. First off, I got this one yesterday. Former Vice President and actual President, Gerald R. Ford. Now, this guy was a bit of a hokey guy. He didn't have the most stable of presidencies. He tried to get the metric system going. That didn't take off. He pardoned Nixon. And while that was an okay thing because people really just wanted to get past Watergate, it didn't really work out so well because he never really gave a reason. And that didn't look so good for him. And he also said stupid things like, there was no Soviet domination in Eastern Europe and there never will be under a Ford administration. And I think we all know, if we all know history, that's not the case. But he was one of the sweetest guys ever, really. I mean, his presidency was just kind of okay, but the guy was really genuine, and I'm really happy to have this autograph. But who did he lose to, you might ask? Who was the president he lost to when he tried to get a term of his own? Jimmy Carter. Now, there's no autograph out here because it's inside, but yeah, I have 2 people that went against each other in the presidential elections, and so 2 consecutive presidents. But the next president I have is not consecutive, actually goes way further back. So this is Always a Reckoning, one of his books of poems, and yes, this is Jimmy Carter on the back right here. Jimmy Carter is basically the Democrat version of Gerald Ford. He was extremely religious, he was an extremely kind, loving person, always smiling. Even when he lost his re-election bid against Ronald Reagan, he was still smiling and stuff. You knew it hurt, you could see in his eyes, but he was still smiling because he would say stuff like, if I look like I feel good, everyone else will feel good watching me. He was one of those guys, extremely religious, but like Ford, he just didn't have the ambition and he didn't have the real leadership spirit. He just kind of was a little bit weak in a sense. And I know he was trying. He really, really was. And actually, I really admire him as a person for doing all the stuff he tried to do and just sticking to his guns and not folding under pressure and just standing by what he thinks is right. But ultimately, this isn't a political video, so I'll just stop there. But here it is, Jimmy Carter's signature. Right there, that's the one, that's the real thing. It took me forever to get this, but I got it. Well, actually, I was about to get it, but then my parents bought it, and then they gave it to me for Christmas, for like the last Christmas I would spend at home because of college. And now, the rarest one and the most valuable, probably, thing in my possession. I give you a yellow piece of paper with a circle on it. Thank you, this has been an autograph video, but no. Okay. United States of America, to all whom these prisons shall come, greeting, blah, 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 huge golden ticket thing, yada, 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 President Franklin Pierce. For those who don't know, that is the 14th President of the United States of America. Remember, Abraham Lincoln was number 16. This one it dates pre-Civil War times. And if you want to know if this is real, you'd better believe this is real. I spent ages trying to haggle with the price and trying to, make sure this was all authentic and stuff, but it was. And I got it in my possession. Look at this. It's a United States land grant to a German immigrant dating back to, what year was this? Hang on, I'm going to see if I can find the year on it. 1870. No, that's not right. That's not 73. Sorry, it's really hard to read. 1853. 53, right here. Because back then they didn't write very legibly, okay? You going to focus? There we go, right there. There we go, 1853. And you can see it's a 5, not a 7, because, well, when it was 73, that was Ulysses Grant. And then also there's that little upper thing right there. So that's 1853. And then, yeah, I got it verified. It was 1853. And so look at this thing. Look at it. If this was still valid, I would own this piece of land. But no. Oh wait, yep. Yeah, no, that's. I thought it was saying, oh wait, is this from 1820? But no, that was a thing that they passed in 1820 to allow the land to happen and all that stuff. So it's Hermann Heinrich. I have no idea. But if you're somehow still alive, let me know. I have your land grant, and I'm not giving it back. So that was my autograph collection. I'm also currently trying to do the same thing for a Chester Alan Arthur autograph, and hopefully that will be able to come through. And I'll be able to get that one too, and I'll let you know if I ever do. So folks, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed.
Good night, everybody.